G'day and welcome to the Complete Barry's Guide to Low Budget Film. I did that camera work myself. My co-host Crob can't be with us this week. He's received a lot of funding to do a short film live action and an animated short film. He's up to his ears right now in 3D Studio Max putting together the animated film, but all funded, 30 grand or something I think he got, so good for him. And this week I'm going to show you how to format a script. Please forgive me if I sweat, by the way, because damn is it hot in Perth, Western Australia right now. It's beautiful, it's absolutely fantastic, but with the studio lights it gets a bit hot. So to start your script you'll either need Final Draft, Movie Magic, Screenwriter, I believe the Movie Magic package is called, Celtics, which you can download from Celtics.com. That's the free one. Final Draft even, and Movie Magic are pretty much the they're vying for best package out there, and their software integrates with Movie Magic, integrates with all the scheduling software that they have, all the budgeting software, in a really seamless way. So once you finish typing your script, their other software will work out how many characters are in it, what scenes, what characters are in. You know, they'll put together a schedule where you can find the characters that are together the most, so you shoot their scenes in order so that they're together and you get the most efficient schedule. Final Draft also reads into a lot of those scheduling packages as well. In fact, I believe, and I will confirm this, that Movie Magic scheduling reads Final Draft files. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure of it. So yeah, but there is a low-cost alternative in Celtics.com. I've used Celtics, I quite like it, and I'm sure there are other cheap or even free downloads that you can get on the internet. I'm pretty sure Celtics is still a free download, and the reason you need that software is because movies are formatted in a very specific way. And just as I say that, that's the one time I don't have a script on my desk. But you know, the beauty of television is we'll be right back with a script formatted. Welcome back, and here is a script, and as you can see it's formatted in a very particular way. See how there's all this stuff down the center? That's dialogue, and the stuff that's out wider is action, which I'll explain in great detail very shortly. But as you can see, there's a lot of white space on the page, but this is for a very specific reason. The reason scripts are formatted like this is because when dialogue is set out down the page, generally, one page will add up to 1 minute of screen time when it's getting read. And of course you may say, you know, actors may talk faster or slower, or whatever dialogue has, pauses, or as they call them, beats in it. But it's just one of those rules. One page, pretty much 1 minute of screen time. If you write a 90-page script, you're pretty much going to end up with a 90-minute film. Now, let's get straight into it, and the first thing that you will type when you are typing your masterpiece are the letters INT or EXT, int or ext for interior or exterior. The first thing you type when you're typing any scene, and your script will begin with a scene, is whether that scene is interior or exterior. Interiors are inside, so this is an interior. If I was writing the script for this, it'd be int Dave's workshop, or if I was outside, it would be ext Dave sitting at the backyard table. So interiors are all inside buildings, exteriors are all outside in the great wide yonder, you know, so if you're at the beach or at the park. There is some categories that can get confusing, like if you're in a car, are you interior or exterior? If you're in a horse-drawn carriage, are you inside the carriage or outside the carriage? You're probably asking yourself, does it really matter? The answer to that question is yes, it definitely matters, because the reason you write these things in here is because when you finished your script, if it's Movie Magic or Final Draft, when it pulls it through to the scheduling software, it will automatically group all the interiors together and group all the exteriors together. Because when you're shooting film or TV, you shoot, obviously you shoot the interiors all in a block and the exteriors all in a block, or at least you very rarely, if you're changing from doing an interior to an exterior, you've got to have a whole different crew, you've got to have a whole different set of lights, it's a whole different setup. So generally, each shooting day, you're either going to be shooting interiors or exteriors, and you try and minimize the days where you switch from interior to exterior or exterior to interior. The next thing you will type will be the scene setting, where the scene actually is. So if we were typing this, it'd be Dave's workshop. And then you will type a hyphen. So you've got interior or exterior, and then where it's set, you know, ext beach, int CIA headquarters. Actually, you probably want to be more specific. Int CIA meeting room. Then hyphen, and then whether it's day or night. Because again, just like int or ext, you'll shoot your days together, you'll shoot your nights together, and as you get further and further into the wonderful world of filmmaking, you'll discover the joys of day for night shooting and night for day shooting, which is basically where you've put boards over the windows and try and pretend that one is the other. And then you can pretty much begin with your first line of action. You pretty much always start with action. So what we started with is a scene heading, and I should also note the scene headings will always be all in capitals. And then after a scene heading comes what is called action. Anything that is typed in prose that is not something that someone says is referred to as action. And once you've done your scene heading, you will start by setting the scene with some action, and in this case some setting. So generally you describe just the very basics of what's going on in the scene, what the audience needs to know, what the people who are shooting it needs to know for this scene. So int Dave's workshop. Dave is sitting at his computer. So that's pretty much all you would need to set this scene, and then you can pretty much get straight into the dialogue, unless, of course, you are starting with a much more visual. You could, for your first scene, you could end up with a whole page almost of action. It could all happen in silence. The door opens, a glint of light is caught off a gun, we see the silhouette of a woman sitting by the fireplace. We should be careful because I'm starting to get excited. And that's literally all it takes.